Walking through an airport with kids can be tough, not to mention the stress of the actual flight. But apparently in Brad and Angelina's world, it is somewhat easy.
Look at them. They're looking good. The family of 8 was last spotted hustling through the terminal, traveling to Australia. So in today's Doc Hollywood, we sit down with a HealthPartners travel and tropical medicine physician to find out how much planning must go into that jet-setting lifestyle. I am here with Dr. Pat Walker, a physician at HealthPartners Travel and Tropical Medicine Clinic. Hi, Dr. Walker.
Hi.
What do you guys do there? I didn't even know that this Travel and Tropical Medicine Clinic existed.
Yeah, we've been around since 1984, and we give people advice before they travel, and then if you're sick after a trip, we see you.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Justin Bieber, because he disappointed a stadium full of fans in Buenos Aires. He walked off the stage just an hour into the show. He said he had food poisoning. How can people avoid food poisoning? That's like the worst thing you don't want to get when you're on a trip somewhere.
It's the most common infectious disease you can get. About 60% of people who travel to developing countries get it. It's from food and water that's contaminated with bacteria or parasites or viruses. And some general rules: if you do things like bottled water only, don't use the tap water to brush your teeth, don't put ice in your drinks, eat food that's really well cooked, even that tempting street food, try to avoid that. If you can imagine, salads that might have been washed in unsafe water. So our general rule: boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it.
So of course, when you're traveling to developing nations, you get concerned about those, but what about more established destinations? Kim Kardashian traveled to Africa and Europe while she was pregnant. Are there any extra concerns for pregnant women when they're traveling to new places?
Yeah, a few things. You know, even if you're traveling to Europe and you're pregnant, you have to know, for example, some airlines say you can't travel in the last month of pregnancy. Some cruise ship destinations say you can't travel after 24 weeks. So you have to know the rules and regulations, but then practical things like you can actually get a blood clot when you're traveling as a pregnant woman, so we recommend specific medium compression support stockings. And then always check with your OB or midwife before you leave. Make sure they think it's all right for you to travel. And if you come in and see us, we'll talk about very specific things for the pregnant traveler. For example, how to avoid malaria, what to do if you get diarrhea or food poisoning when you're traveling.
And we know Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, they are jet-setting all over the place. They're taking their kids. Recently, 3 of their 6 children went with them to Japan. So when you're traveling overseas with kids, aside from the fact that you're going to move a little slowly, what are some other things to think about?
Plan way ahead for travel with kids, because they might need some specific vaccines that take even a month to finish. If kids are traveling to developing countries, we think about the rabies vaccination series, for example, or there's a new vaccine for something called Japanese encephalitis that we're giving to kids if they're going to stay in rural areas of Asia. So plan way ahead when you're traveling with kids and bring a good first aid kit.
So Dr. Walker, sickness is something we don't want to bring home with us from vacation. Souvenirs, we definitely do want to bring back. What did you bring to show us?
Yeah, thanks a lot. This is a Maasai talking stick, so you might need this in the studio.
Yes.
The elders in East Africa use it when they're having a tribal council, and the elder will speak and then hand the stick to the next person to allow them to speak. And so we like you to bring things like this home and not illness from traveling.
Love it. Dr. Walker, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Cool. Travel and Tropical Medicine Clinic.
Yes.
Go there before you're getting ready, or if you come back and you're not feeling so well. We want to thank HealthPartners Clinics and Regions Hospital for sponsoring the show, and remember to check with your physician if you have any kind of health concern.